Good afternoon, first grade. I hope you guys all had a great weekend and got outside and enjoyed some of the nice weather we had. It is beautiful out today, which is why I'm sitting outside to do this little video lesson for you. And I wanted to give you your last assignment for this year. It's been a weird school year, and we're finally at the end. And I thought it would be nice to end on a pretty cool lesson for you that I think you're really going to enjoy a lot. I wish we were in school to do this, because if we were in school, you'd be doing this in groups. But unfortunately, we're not. So you're going to have to do this one on your own. But still, I think it's a lot of fun, and I think you're going to enjoy it. So your last assignment for this year is to build a bridge. Now, you're going to build your bridge out of just common things you have at home, and I'm going to give you a list of all the different materials that you can use to make your bridge in a couple of minutes, and the rules that you have to follow for your bridge. And when you build your bridge, there are a couple of things you need to keep in mind. So here's the first thing. When you build your bridge, you can build any kind of bridge you want that we've learned about. You can make a beam bridge. You can make an arch bridge. If you really want to be brave and creative, you can try to make a suspension bridge. That's the one with the big towers and the cables that come down and hold it up. You can try the deep beam bridge, which is the one that has the little zigzag part in the middle of the two spans. Okay? Totally up to you what kind of bridge you want to make. Okay? All your choice. Okay? Now, a couple of rules. One, how big does your bridge have to be? So, the span of your bridge, okay, how long your bridge has to be. Your bridge has to be at least 15 inches long, okay? So your span, the space in between your abutments, okay, this open space here has to be at least 15 inches. So if you have a measuring tape, like I do here, okay, at least 15 inches, okay? If you want to make it longer, you can. That's up to you. It's a little bit more challenging, but if you want to push yourself and work a little bit harder, go right ahead, okay? But it has to be at least 15 inches, okay? Not shorter than that. So 15 inches is about 1.5 pieces of paper. So here I have 2 pieces of paper taped together. But if you take one and maybe fold one in half, okay, that's about 15 inches. Okay, but you need it to, the space is what needs to be 15 inches. Okay, you might need it to, your paper needs to be a little bit longer because it has to sit on top of your abutments. So my paper is longer than that, but my space here, the space in between here, is 15 inches. Okay? So that's rule number 1. 15-inch space here. Okay? Now, how high does it need to be? Okay? Your bridge needs to be high enough so that a tissue box can fit underneath your bridge. So if I have my span on top here like this, okay, I'm going to put a couple of weights on top to hold it down. Okay, notice my tissue box can fit underneath it, okay? I can slide it under like it's a boat going underneath my bridge. It's not hitting the span, okay? It's not bumping into my span on top. It can sail right underneath it, okay? So your bridge has to be tall enough so that the tissue box can fit underneath without hitting your span on top. So I just took some books and I stacked up my books on both sides for my abutments. Okay, and I stacked them high enough so that my tissue box could fit underneath. Okay, pretty easy to do. Okay, so that's how far apart they have to be, 15 inches. And they have to be high enough so the tissue box can fit under the span. Okay, so that's the rules about how far apart it has to be and how high it has to be. Now, what can you use to build your bridge? What materials can you use? We're going to use very simple, everyday materials. So, you are allowed to use paper, regular old computer paper like this, or if you don't have computer paper, you can use regular notebook paper, okay, as much as you want. You can use it the regular way. You can fold it if you want to make your bridge. Okay, you can cut it, fold it, bend it, whatever you want to do with the paper. Okay, so you can use paper. If you have index cards around, you can use index cards. These are very good to use. They're very strong. Okay, they're a little bit stronger than regular paper. So these are good to use for bridges. These are good to roll up like that. If you roll them and tape them, tape is another material you are allowed to use. Okay, so if you roll them and tape them, they make very good piers. If you're making a beam bridge, okay, they make very good piers to hold up your span. Your bridge is going to need support underneath it, okay? So these make very good piers underneath, rolled up like that, okay? You can also use straws if you have them, okay? However you want to use them, it's up to you. But straws are useful as bridge parts. You can use string. You can use, if you don't have string, if you have ribbon around the house, you can use ribbon. Or rubber bands. If you have rubber bands are allowed also. Paper clips. Okay. Okay. If you've got paper towel rolls or toilet paper rolls, okay, these are good also. You can cut them open and use them, or you can use them the way they are. Again, these make very good piers or supports. All right, so paper, index cards, straws, paper clips, tape, string, rubber bands. I'm going to list all of it on your assignment. Okay, there'll be a document there that you can click on that will list all of the materials you are allowed to use. Okay, if you have popsicle sticks at home, popsicle sticks are another material that you can use on your bridge. Okay, how you use the materials is up to you. Okay, you get to decide how to use them and how much of the material you use. You are the engineer. Your job is to decide how best to use the materials to make the strong bridge. Okay? Now, one other rule. When you put your supports underneath your bridge, let me move all these materials out of the way. When you put your supports underneath your bridge here, okay? You cannot fill in all of this space with support, okay? A real bridge does not have all of this space filled in. There needs to be space underneath here. There needs to be empty space. How much empty space does there have to be? You need to have enough empty space for this tissue box to be able to fit under your bridge. Any place. It does not have to fit right in the middle of your bridge. Okay? You can have space over here on this side for the tissue box to go through. You can have space on this side for the tissue box to go through. That's okay too. There has to be some place underneath here for this tissue box to be able to fit through. Okay? So I cannot take a whole bunch of these these toilet paper rolls. I can't just take these and put a whole bunch of them in a line all the way across. If I do that, if I put a whole bunch of these all the way in a line across here, there's no place for this to fit through because they will block all of that space. Okay? So you can't do that. Okay? There has to be a way for this to fit through the bridge and get under. So don't block the way across. Okay, that's another rule. Lastly, I want you to test your bridge. I want you to test how strong your bridge is, just like we did in the last lesson when I put weights on top of the bridges to see how strong they were. Now, how are you going to do that? So I think the easiest way for you to do that is to use coins, like pennies or nickels or dimes or quarters. Okay? It's something that everybody probably has around the house. They're all the same for everybody, even though they're a little bit different from each other. Quarters are heavier than pennies and dimes, but they're close enough for everybody that we can do them. Okay? So once your bridge is built, I want you to test it. I want you to add coins to the middle of your bridge. Not over here on the side, not over here on this side. I want you to add the weights to the middle of the bridge. Why are we putting weights in the middle of the bridge? Because we learned the middle of the bridge is the weakest part. Okay? So the weights go in the middle. Remember that when you're building your bridge. Okay? The middle is the weakest part. So when you're adding your weights, when you're adding your coins, put your coins in the middle of your bridge. Okay? Once your bridge falls, stop adding weights. Okay? Once your bridge is finished, what I want you to do is I want you to take a picture of your bridge. Okay? And I want you to attach your picture to the assignment so I can see the bridge that you built. Okay? How do you do that? On the assignment page, if you go to the top of the classwork page, okay, at the top, it says uploading photos from your phone. It's the second one on the top of the classwork page. You click that, and it will give you all the directions how to attach a picture. Okay, this way I can see the bridge you built. Okay, so you're going to build your bridge, follow the directions that are on the assignment, take a picture of it, put your weights on it, and see how well you engineered your bridge. If you have any questions about it, just put a comment on the assignment page and I will answer you. Okay? Have fun, make some great bridges, and I cannot wait to see what you build. Okay? Good luck, first grade. Be good engineers.